final race of our 2023 season opening flyaways. We watch for Bautista coming through from the fourth row of the grid. It is going to be a Patty Yamaha 1-2 in the run down towards turn number 1. Decent jump from Jonathan Rea as well. Watch for Axel Bassani challenging on the inside of Alex Lowe's. Michael Ruben Rinaldi losing out to Xavi Vierque. Good start for Vierque on the Honda. He's up to P6 and Rinaldi tried to get alongside him but couldn't quite make it. Bautista's already clear of the two BMWs and into P8. Van der Mark's not had a good start, unfortunately for him, from row number 3. He's dropped down now to 11th position. Petrucci also coming through. We're one man down with Oliver Koenig not getting off the line, so 19 runners and riders on this lap number 1. And at the head of the field, it's Jonathan Rea already stalking his prey. Kawasaki's 3 and 5 through Rea and Lowe's. And here goes Locatelli on Razgatlioglu. Not quite for this time around. Toprak's so strong on the brakes, he's able to hold on.
On the run through the first corner, it looked like Bautista got boxed in a little bit, lost a bit of momentum, but still able to get himself up into that 8th position. He's going to get his opportunities to make some moves, particularly down that long straight into turn 1.
Alex Lowe's now through on Axel Bassani for 4th position. So Lowe's, who didn't get the best of it around the first couple of turns, battling now with Bassani. He'll take every opportunity that he can to put a wheel down the inside.
The balance of power among the manufacturers, but Bautista's having to go to the inside into Miller.
He's behind his teammate Michael Ruben Rinaldi, so he's not got a top speed advantage over the other Ducati. Rinaldi has got an advantage though over Vierque, and he's back through into 6th position. Bautista looks to have gone very deep there. Bautista in problems, and he is going to lose 1 position only, and that's quite fortunate given it's the early stages and particularly around this circuit.
8, and Jonathan Rea capitalises offline slightly, but he'll now have the inside through turn 9.
Razgatlioglu and Locatelli lead, but they're all closing up on Toprak. They're almost 4 abreast this time around in towards turn number 10. Razgatlioglu is outbraked by Locatelli. He's bundled out of the way by Bassani. The 2 KRT bikes are both going to come through. Michael Ruben Rinaldi close to coming through, and Toprak's gone from 1st to 5th.
Bassani looks like he's hit the front as well, trying to get down the inside there of Locatelli.
And Locatelli has run off the racing line, which allows Jonathan Rea to come past as well. And Locatelli and Razgatlioglu are going backwards, and what a disastrous lap number 2 as far as Yamaha are concerned. Their men started this lap in positions 1 and 2, and they're going to end it at very best in positions 5 and 7.
Chances of making it 3 podiums out of 3 looking remote at this stage, and
Michael Ruben Rinaldi closing in on them. Razgatlioglu trying to come back at them in P5. Vierque now ahead of Locatelli for 6th position, and Alvaro Bautista still only 1.6 seconds down on the race lead. They're all in one big group, and it's Axel Bassani of the Ducatis who leads them at the head of the field. The Moto Corsa man, the independent runner.
Yeah, and this is the move for the race lead, just able to come down the inside, pushes Locatelli out right, similar to the move that we saw Jonathan Rea make on Alvaro Bautista in this morning's race. So for Locatelli, at least able to live to fight another day.
That's the demonstration of what happens around this circuit. If you're off the racing line, you can easily be quite severely punished. Rinaldi alongside Alex Lowe's now for 3rd position. Into the braking zone once again for turn number 10. Rinaldi gets across the front of Lowe's and closes the door, and Rinaldi looks faster than Rea as well.
Want to immediately...
Big moment there for Axel Bassani. He'd just been able to open up a little bit of a gap ahead of Rea and Rinaldi. It's now Rinaldi and Rea, because the number 21 is through on the 65, and Michael Ruben Rinaldi is very shortly going to be thinking about this race lead. He's had such a miserable weekend thus far, but Bassani doesn't look particularly fast. They're all bunched right up behind him.
Here comes Alex Lowe.
I was just about to say it's only 2 seconds all the way down to Egerter in 10th. Bit of a gap now has opened up behind 9th place Scott Redding to Michael van der Mark in that P10.
Yeah, Bassani just so slow mid-corner there compared to what Rinaldi can do. Jonathan Rea with a big moment through there. That's going to open a door for Alex Lowe to come through.
In the main story of the last couple of laps, he was in 4th position. He's now in 7th.
Alvaro Bautista now makes his move on Andrea Locatelli. Finally some progress for the reigning world champion. He's through for 7th position. A long way to go still for him. 6 more riders in front of him. Rinaldi, Bassani, Lowe's, Rea, Razgatlioglu and Vierque still to clear.
Just seeing as well, Bassani's been given a penalty as well. Has to drop 1 position. So we'll wait and see what exactly that's for. But for Bassani, he is going to have to drop behind Alex Lowe's now.
Surprised me to see the Ducatis getting back alongside Dominic Egerter in towards turn 1. Oh!
Into the hands of another Michael as well. Van der Mark closing right up as well. Big look over there for the shoulder from Bassani. but he needs to let Lowe's through, and he's let too many riders through.
Oh, and now he's hit by Razgatlioglu. He tried to turn back across the racing line when Toprak was already alongside him. Bassani could have played it much more intelligently than that as they headed in towards turn number 10. He looked over his shoulder, gave the game away. Lowe's was through, and then Toprak bundling past as well.
Lowe's on Toprak.
9th position. Lekawona fancies a go as well. Vandermark now down to 11th place. Lekawona up to 10th, and that's a big incident for two riders there in the background.
Ertel's the other rider. It's Vandermark and Ertel.
So as we see the front-running squabble then, Vierke in 3rd position now, ahead of Ray in 4th. 5th place for Alvaro Bautista, who's got clear of Axel Bassani. Andrea Locatelli is 7th and Scott Redding 8th at the back of this group. But Bautista now through on Ray as well. So many position changes on lap number 7 as they go side by side. Locatelli and Redding now is down to compound a miserable weekend.
Pit lane, he then loses the bike.
Oof, that is frightful. Getting to see it back properly now. Hopefully both riders okay. Obviously Philip Ertel taking the impact. Vandermark was straight up to his feet, so that's a strong sign.
They're almost 4 abreast at the start of lap 9 in an outstanding tussle for P4, and Lowe's versus Jonathan Ray, the two chaos.
We had 2 attempts at the Super Pole race. This is the 2nd attempt at race 2. Xavi Vierke immediately tries to cut across the path of Alvaro Bautista, but it's too late, and Bautista's now on the racing line in the run down towards turn number 1. Razgatlioglu challenging Michael Ruben Rinaldi, but can't get there. Watch for Jonathan Ray's on the outside of turn 1, and he's going to get moved aside here by Axel Bassani. Bassani straight through for 5th position, then Locatelli with a decent jump. Petrucci bunched in the early stages, lap 1 of 14 in the restart, and Bautista already has managed to leapfrog Xavi Vierke, largely as we predicted off the line.
Yeah, and how did Rinaldi manage to get the whole shot there? Because he lost all that momentum off the line, so for Toprak he'll be pretty surprised to have not picked up the whole shot, but he's got a chance to get close to Rinaldi and make a move into T10.
Not a good restart for Alex Lowe's. He's now down in 14th position. Scott Redding has already climbed his way up into P10 as Jonathan Ray now looks to the inside to try and recover against Axel Bassani. He does so. Bassani had left the door wide open. This is the fight further back. Petrucci and Lekawona. Bassani trying to respond then on Jonathan Ray.
Excellent entertainment.
Bautista is pushing on at this stage. You can see that his teammate Rinaldi's edging away at the front of the field. It's 1.3 seconds now.
Michael Ruben Rinaldi then hoping to play a game of tortoise and hare here as Bautista cuts to the inside of Razgatlioglu. He's finally released. The gap to Rinaldi at the head of the field is 1.4 seconds, and that is going to be the focus you fancy from here on in as far as that battle for victory is concerned.
He can manage its tyre a little.
Ray under attack from Axel Bassani. They come in towards turn number 1. Feet off the pegs for Bassani as he gets it stopped. Heaviest braking zone on the circuit. At the start of lap number 5, then Bassani through for 5th position. Into lap 8. New fastest lap of the race from Alvaro Bautista on 1:32.247. He's coming for you, Michael.
Through.
Into T1 here for Alvaro Bautista. Cost himself about a second to Rinaldi.
And there it is. That's what it looks like when you go off the racing line here at the Mandalika International Street Circuit.
This is the race. It's Alex Lowe's and Jonathan Ray.
Bassani now is over a second back, and Jonathan Ray will be keen to clear him, and as swiftly as possible as well. Is there an opportunity there for Jonathan Ray? He's going to make one, and Bassani wasn't bold enough there, and Ray has found his way through. Yet again, these two swapping and changing positions.
Group in the battle for 4th place.
Jonathan Ray has been lost from this group, so Jonathan Ray must have gone down. Locatelli's got to the front in this 4-rider group, or what was a 4-rider group. It's now a 3-rider group. So Locatelli through on Bassani, and Jonathan Ray has hit problems. Jonathan Ray will end the weekend in misery. We said no one wants to be the odd man out who's not going to score the points. We've got 15 runners and riders, and out of the 16 we started with, the one we lose is Jonathan Ray.
Yeah, just runs wide, and there's no chance to recover from that. It's small mistake, big penalty.
Well, Jonathan Ray is going to be feeling as though he wishes we were at the end of the season here in Mandalika as we were last year rather than at the start of it. It's going to be a long 2023 for Jonathan Ray by the looks of things.
Here on Jonathan Ray was a little
inevitability now almost for Rinaldi that Bautista's coming through. Look at how much faster he is everywhere around here. He's got that harder tyre. Maybe that's making a bit of a difference compared to Rinaldi right now.
Bassani moves
Rinaldi needs to be perfect from here on in. Force Bautista to work for this move.
Yeah, to pace a second and a half off what their they're capable of doing right now as well. So clear to see the issues that Rinaldi's having. Bautista's got a lot more underneath him, and he'll probably try and get close enough to make it down in towards turn 10. That's the safe place to make the move.
Well, even Razgatlioglu was a second faster than Michael Ruben Rinaldi last lap around. Bautista has closed that gap down to less than a second, now to less than a tenth, and now he's through. Alvaro Bautista on the penultimate lap of the restarted race 2 finally prizes his way through on Michael Ruben Rinaldi. The man who has led the majority of this race is now relegated back to second.
We've been able to see so many near misses for them, and just here in the closing stages when the tyre starts.
Incredible ride once again from Alvaro Bautista. He started...
Oh, Rinaldi!
Rinaldi's wide, and Razgatlioglu and Xavi Vierque are through for a place on the podium. It's going to be Vierque's first appearance on a Superbike World Championship podium. Rinaldi asks too much of the machine and the tyres in the latter stages, and is not able to hold on for even second place.
Michael started his weekend with a crash in the early laps at turn 10, and he's going to end his weekend by running off out of a podium at turn 10 as well.
Devastation for Michael Ruben Rinaldi as he drops into 4th position. Razgatlioglu with a damage limitation ride looks set to come home for second place, and the story, as big as it is that Bautista comes from 10th on the grid to take first, is probably going to be taken by Xavi Vierque with 3rd position. Alvaro Bautista back to winning ways. Redemption after his crash in the Superpole race early on. He comes through from the 10th position on the grid, with which he was penalised by that poor result earlier on, and takes a race win to finish the weekend here in Mandalika in style.